All right, let me know you guys are ready.
Right.
Let's get the
Let's
fuck
go
out of here.
already.
We've been talking way too much about one episode. Um, so Frank, you ready? Shut the fuck up, Frank. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here comes the intro.
Hello citizens. Welcome to LIW The Twilight Zone Review. I'm Phoenix West Choir, joined by Frank Clementine Lings Squeeze, Adam Wilcox and Jansen Carlin. It's episode 177 of the podcast. The episode we are reviewing today is called Downtime. It is episode 2 of season 2 of the 2019 revamp called The Twitter Zone. It debuted
You're traveling through another.
I fucked up.
Hello citizens.
I got excited.
Welcome to LIW 177 of the podcast.
Sorry.
The episode we are reviewing today is called Downtime. It is episode 2 of season 2 of the 2019 revamp called The Twitter Zone. It debuted June 25, 2020. It is the only episode of the season written by creator Jordan Peele. Did we enjoy it? Was it fucking awful? Let's find out. Wonderland Court is now in session. Drumroll. Drumroll. End drumroll command. I apologize, but the podcast begins in 3, 2, 1.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop, dark territory.
I know she's not deaf or dumb or retarded or anything.
Bordering in Wonderlands, the Twilight Zone review.
How long did they say? What? Downtime. How long is downtime?
Shut up, Frank. Nobody cares about planes.
Michelle Weaver is a woman who's worked her entire life to get where she is in the world. Now, as this new chapter begins, it's the world itself that's about to change. She's about to take a break from life as she knows it and book an extended stay here in the Twilight Zone.
Shut up, Frank. Nobody cares about planes, World War II, submarines, animals, boats, or whatever else you're rambling on about.
I miss cars and that.
Uh-huh.
I know, I'm a little ashamed. Anyway, 202 Downtime. So, we've been kind of going off script a little bit with four of us. I liked the episode. Didn't think it was particularly fascinating. I guess the twist seconds before the reveal. But I enjoyed it. What about you guys? Frank.
I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, I really did like it. I thought it was different, you know.
Yeah.
It had a lot of Black Mirror to it. It was very Black Mirror-ish, and those two hated it. I know already. No, I'm kidding. You muted, Jansen.
Sorry, I said I loved it. I was agreeing with you.
Oh, right on. Cool.
It was Black Mirror.
Yep. Pound. Right on. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, and not for nothing, but yeah, I would definitely play Drunk and Have to Pickle with her.
Oh, Marina Bakarin?
Or I mean him, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Fair.
The dead him, I guess.
Are you a Firefly fan, Frank?
Never watched it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Frank. I thought it had that Black Mirror feeling, especially that feeling where you get to the end of the episode and you're kind of full of dread. You're like, this person has to make a decision, and either way is shit, and it's going to affect them for the rest of their existence or whatever, and it just kind of leaves you with the feeling of dread.
Yeah, it's like either black done or you get to at least do something. So,
right.
You know, something's better than nothing, I say.
Adam.
So yeah, I mean, that's as far as I'm going to go into it, Matt.
I'm curious what Adam thought about it. He looks like he's disappointed.
No, I like this one better than the last episode. Actually,
No. Sorry.
I do.
Sorry.
No, I do. I'm a huge Miranda Baccarin fan.
Who?
Brown coats, Firefly. Miranda Baccarin was the one that you want to stick your hide the pickle, whatever the fuck it is that you have hanging off your
Stick
body.
your
at
hide the
moment.
pickle.
Lay drunk and hide the pickle.
Okay, the thing that the person that you want to do that to is Miranda Baccarin. I might be mispronouncing her name, but that's how I say
That's
it,
her fault.
You mean straight up?
She's awesome. She's hot, but she's also awesome, and she's also in a lot of
Shut
sci-fi.
up, Frank. Nobody cares about
I
planes,
am also in agreement
World War
with
II,
Phoenix in that it shows
animals,
too much way too
boats,
soon.
or whatever else you're rambling on
Sorry,
about.
the computer won't stop.
Shut up, Frank.
Oh,
Nobody cares about.
It keeps replaying. It's weird.
How many hours did you dedicate to sayings towards me?
What happened? Are we still here?
Oh my goodness.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Why is your room keep getting darker? Or no, you turn the lights off. Never mind.
Are we still here, guys?
No,
Hello?
Stop screwing around, West Choir.
I'm not doing shit. Are we still here?
Yeah, we're still here.
There we are. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Anyway,
So long, Phoenix, for a few minutes. LOL.
I'm good.
The title gives it away, unfortunately. I liked it when I thought maybe that there was like a how do I say alien invasion happening, because I like that kind of shit a lot. You know, I'm a huge fan of War of the Worlds and V. You know,
dude, I was so mad when they canceled V. Oh my god, was I mad?
she was in V, and I liked where it was going, but yeah, it got canceled. Yeah,
She was she was the head alien chick, right?
yeah, she was good. She was good.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I like that show. So I thought maybe they were going to do maybe a little bit of a throwback to that. They didn't. And the rest of it just kind of doesn't really have a, it's not really, this one isn't really about the twist. Like Jansen said, it's more about the decision, which I was fine with that. I did not disagree with the decision. I'm not saying it's a great episode because it doesn't have a lot to offer, but I did like it a little bit better than the last one because I liked the characters better in this one than the first one.
Yeah, I thought based on the title and the intro, I thought it was going to be, I'm going back, harkening back to season 1. I thought it was going to be women won't get a job. Men will get, I thought it was going to be, here's what I thought at the intro.
White man bad.
She gets job.
Adam.
Realize the real truth is a man gets a job over her. That's what I thought it was going to be at the beginning. I'm like, here we go.
I got a little worried about that too. That's why I was like,
Here
I
we
was
go.
kind of optimistic when it didn't go in that direction. I'm like, oh, we're going to actually do some sci-fi shit here.
Yeah.
Well, she told a horrible joke, and I was like, oh, there went your promotion.
She told a joke where a grocery store worker gets confronted by an elderly man who wants half a head of lettuce. And she's like, I can't do that. And he's like, I want it. Give me a manager. And she goes into her manager's office and starts saying, like, the old man, the cranky old man wants one. And he shows up behind her. And so the cashier is like, and this young man wants this. That's the other half. So I guess we're good.
Dude, no lie, like people literally go, like I see it constantly. People do that shit for real. Like they'll bring in bananas. Like I bought this banana like a week ago, and now it's all brown.
Well, see, this is what happens when people
Irish
aren't allowed
people.
to joke anymore. They no longer know how to write jokes. So this is what you get in your writing.
Just
That's
what it
very
is.
true. Very true.
And she gets the
When
promotion.
the world loses its sense of humor, nothing's funny anymore.
Thank you, Frank.
She gets the promotion, and she goes outside for some reason, and everyone starts staring at this orb, which is like an eyeball in the sky. Bloop, 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 bloop.
I loved it when I seen that. I'm
That
like,
part was creepy. Yeah.
fuck yeah, it was so cool. And I don't know, Adam, did you hear a few sound effects that sounded real fucking familiar?
And I think that was by design, and that's why I started getting kind of excited. I'm like, oh, we're gonna go for some invasion type shit, and I was really creeped out when everybody starts kind of staring up the sky, and they're just like,
I'm curious now.
yeah.
I have it right here. Let me find it, I guess. Is that when she first starts looking up?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just how Frank always looks.
I don't know where I am.
This is fucking house music.
Uh-huh.
He's working on that Shut Up Frank trap mix.
Shut up, Frank.
By the end of this,
Have you seen anything like that?
All right, here's where they start showing the eye. What noise are you guys talking about?
That.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I can see what you're talking about now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's straight up War of the Worlds.
It was kind of exciting. Yeah, I picked up on that right away. I was like, oh yeah, love invasion shit. Yeah.
Yep, that was 1957.
Here we go.
Right there. Hell's freaking yeah. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall feel no evil. Uncle! Fire!
Well, at what point does Tom Cruise struggle to start a minivan?
Wrong movie.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
I don't dislike that one either. I like both of them.
Fuck Tom Cruise.
I agree. Fuck Tom Cruise, but I still like both War of the Worlds movies.
You know what I love about Frank?
What's up?
You never question how he's feeling about a certain topic. Yeah,
You make sure it's known. Yeah.
Don't hold nothing back. That's what I said.
He doesn't change. He doesn't straddle the fence. He lets you know. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, when we stop recording, I'm the same fucking guy.
Yeah.
I don't change at all.
There's just one thing, though. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but...
Shut up, Frank.
I don't know if you know that or not.
It's okay.
Like, I'm so shocked.
You're gonna play it out. It's not gonna be funny anymore.
This dude gets one PC built for him, and all of a sudden he's a fucking wizard.
He does. He thinks he's the grandmaster. I am the master in charge of all of you peasants.
I'm the puppet master.
Right in this story as we go.
He didn't know how to use something other than Chrome and shit. And now he's a freaking,
That's fair. That's fair.
Tomorrow he'll have designed the first functioning matrix. We're all going to be in it.
Make fun, but
we'll be puppets. Yeah.
We've been in it for years.
Soon you're going to be inside this game, which is people playing pretend hotel manager. Have fun with that.
Can we talk about that? What kind of fucked up game where you just do mundane things?
Honestly, when I go to sleep, I want to go to work as a chick. And a hot one, too, because I would be such a hoe.
Okay, so what I want to know is, does Jordan Peele
Frank,
play Sim City, or does he play Grand Theft Auto?
Frank is stupid hoe. Frank is stupid hoe.
I would say Grand Theft Auto.
Because you don't see anybody doing anything fun. They're just doing the same mundane, boring shit that they do in any other day-to-day situation.
This episode is stupid in that way, where people are going to work and that's their life, and the only rule is don't break character. Like it's a fucking birthday party.
That's where I got bummed out with this episode. I'm like, oh, this is what it is? Oh, it's not an alien invasion.
You can't break character, otherwise she's, going to go to being dead. So... Yeah. Or, I mean,
good example in this very specific example.
Well, it's in the future, sure.
In the future, I'm still not going to be entertained by going to work as a hotel manager.
No, but
I think there's
your way to the top.
I think there is something to be said though, because this is something that's already happening. It may not be happening for this specific reason. It may not be people on their last legs, just needing something to keep their brain active and something to do and something to enjoy themselves. But there is shit like this. There's role playing. There's stuff like Second Life. That's still a fucking
Facebook
thing.
Games. Yeah.
Facebook games. This is something that's, albeit not come to fruition, it's exacerbated and developed into something else in the show, but it does exist already. So I think them pulling this story isn't exactly a far reach. From my opinion, at least.
I agree. As much as I made fun of it a second ago, I do agree. It's something that when you think about, you're like, people fucking do it.
it's not deep at all, but some of the best.
No, it's not the plausibility. It's the motivation. Like, why would somebody want to fucking do this? I just.
Well, I mean, like, did you see his wife? She looks like a raging sea word.
I'd play hide the pickle with her, Frank.
Now you know the name.
I have standards. It's cool.
Standards.
I was looking forward to
Shut up, Frank.
Coleman Domingo, who's from Fear the Walking Dead in the episode, and he's in like 3 minutes as her husband. She gets her promotion. She goes home.
I looked at him or her or Shim, so I labeled him Shim in my.
You're talking about the girl. I'm talking about Coleman Domingo. The guy. She goes home. Her husband's in the bathroom. He comes out with a towel and he's showering off. And then he's like, "Oh, it's downtime. I'm sorry." And he changes his voice completely. He turns into like the leprechaun from Lucky Tricks. And then whatever, fuck Lucky Charms.
That's racist against Irish people. I mean, he was just an Irish guy that was, playing the game.
Anyway, so he goes outside and he's all like, "Fuck me, Lucky Charms! I'll go outside." And he goes outside and he stares at the little orb and he's like, "Ooh," and they have that same noise.
Up and becomes Irish and goes out and does what Irish people do, drink.
He drinks, eat potatoes, hits his wife, and
build railroad.
Yeah, even though he's black.
Ooh.
Well, he wants to be black in his game, but he's really Irish.
Black people build railroads.
So how come he was the only one that became aware?
Okay, fair enough.
He's not supposed to break character, but he does. I have some real issues with that scene.
Well, no, he didn't break character until
Downtime.
Yeah.
But he broke character beforehand, which seems like a rule break. And he's like, you gotta wake up, realize who you truly are. You got to realize who you truly are.
I think what that's doing, it's trying to establish the fact that this is something that happens from time to time, right? And from time to time, people don't go link up or whatever, but they're out and they don't realize what's happening. And he thinks that, she just hasn't realized that it's time to download or upload or whatever the fuck it is.
He just
I don't think he's
someone
necessarily breaking character, and I don't think it's a hole. I just think it's an oversight of like plot development. Like we should have said like this is a thing that happens from time to time before it just happened.
It's both. It's both.
I think it's a great point because they said it's during REM sleep, and when you're in REM sleep, you dream. And how many times do you dream that you know you're dreaming and you should wake up? Never. You just
always.
Like when I dream, which is hardly ever, but when I do, I don't wake up and like because I'm dreaming, I remember it after I wake up, and sometimes I thought it was real, but then I forget what it is entirely because I don't remember.
I'm in the same boat. I said I'm in the same boat.
But how about you, Adam?
Usually when I'm dreaming, it's like some fucking like boring, random, mundane, bullshit ass job that I've had in the past. And then I'm thinking all I'm doing is working and not getting paid for it. This sucks.
Except every job that you could possibly have in this world.
I'm sure that Phoenix can relate to this, but I still have random night terrors of working at Quick Trip, and then I'm back and I have to deal with all the bullshit of that job, and that's the fucking worst shit. I wake up right away from that shit.
Yeah. Whenever I realize I'm dreaming, I wake up immediately.
Yeah, like worst dream I've ever had, and I remember this one is when I was wiring houses out of high school. I wired an entire house in my dream, and I woke up like feeling like I just wired an entire house, so I could go to work and wire a house. It was so fucked up. I was so beat that day, and I just
maybe you were moonlighting in an alternate reality.
You're wiring up
Nobody
Downtime.
paid me for it, so someone owes me some fucking ching. I need to go, collect. Fuck you, pay me. Somebody.
Just send a bill out.
Well, teeth work,
So she comes home, tells her husband, "I'm scared. Everyone's staring at the sky." And he's like, "Oh, it's downtime." And he goes outside, stares at the sky, and then she talks to a cop, and he does the same thing. And then some skateboarders come over, and they're like, "Let me turn on your TV, miss whatever." And they turn on the exposition TV line, where it tells her exactly where she is, like Vanilla Sky. This episode's Vanilla Sky, by the way.
Yeah,
And
and also the next half hour of the show is literally every tech call you've ever had in your entire life.
yeah, I like the episode. I don't want to sound like I'm down on it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on either. I did not dislike the episode. I
it's
didn't love
Vanilla
it,
Sky.
but I didn't hate it. Yeah.
It's really simple. Like the last one's, the best sci-fi is always really simple to explain and then difficult once you're in the weeds. But she realizes, and they tell her, you're a computer program. Your host, had a whatever in the middle of the night. He died. He's in a coma, and you got to wake up to get him out of there. We don't know what's gonna happen. It's like a weird computer glitch, and you're kind of fucked here. And then it's just like 20 minutes of stalling after that, where she runs around delaying the inevitable.
Quit stalling.
Shut up, Frank.
Knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
I had to do that. Oh, let's find out what IMDb says about the episode, though.
After a woman is promoted to hotel manager, the nature of her reality is called into question.
That's it. That's all they had to say. Computer program.
I have a clip. You want me to play it?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Let's see. Oh, here's the husband going Lucky Charms.
Okay.
Oh, don't move. Who are you? We understand you're experiencing an issue. Get the fuck out of my house.
No.
For customer service. I am not joking. Okay, so
Sorry, missed it.
basically, we just need to diagnose the issue and get you up and running.
Sorry about it.
It's
Sorry.
just some world maintenance. It was scheduled.
Nope, that's the cop.
What are we
What the hell
supposed to do?
happened to him?
Just wait up.
Sorry.
It's all right. I was gonna say, are you still going?
I'm in a trance or something. Trance? What? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. It's the bloody downtime signal. Why are you talking like that? How'd you forget a thing like that? It's completely slipped my mind. It's been scheduled for a while now, too.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Must be
Worst fucking accent.
This is so racist.
Carl, stop. Stop playing. Yeah.
Offended.
So am I.
Name's
You know.
Wait, where are you going? Where do you think I'm going to wake up? Wake up? Wake up for what? Are you having a laugh? You can drop the character, mate. Sorry, you just scared me. You don't remember who you really are, do you? I am Michelle. No, I mean before Michelle. Stop, you're Carl Weaver. You're my husband and my best friend. You have a crooked big toe and you like to hide little strawberry candies in the bedside table.
Normal shit.
Which means it's Carl.
You might.
So, what bothered me about the first part of this show, though, was part of the setup, right? Her going to the office and getting the job. The story she tells, I feel like that piece of it, it felt out of place. And I know what they were trying to like set up her narrative and everything, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can put it together. What was the point of having that in there?
That part was just there to display her dominance over the world, realizing she has no control over it. And then Tony Hale's character at the end, who's like the master world maker thing, when she goes up on the roof in very Vanilla Sky ending, and she's like trying to figure out what the fuck to do. She might throw herself off. Who knows? His character is just there to be the way she spoke to those two douchebag customers in her lobby when she gave them the free room. She was like, I'll take care of this problem no matter what. And then that's what he's there to do. I'm here to do no matter what. Don't bother going back because you got nothing to go to. You're just your host died. You got nothing to go back to. Stay here and live out whatever, or look into that little orb. The end.
I want to argue with you a little bit there. I think he was there so the main company doesn't get sued by his wife. So she saw it.
After a woman.
Sorry, go ahead.
No.
No, I think you're on the right track, but I also think like I see Phoenix's point of the customer service aspect of it too.
I totally agree with what he said. I'm just saying. Also, please don't sue us. Please send us.
No, that's a small portion of what he did, but
at the end,
he's also there to say, "I'm you as you. I'm in control as you thought you were before. Your reality shifted, therefore I'm in control of your reality now. I'm now the what you thought you were before. I can give you that upgrade to a room. Being you can stay alive, you can not. That's up to you."
As long as you play the character, right?
Yeah, and which is exactly what those douchebag couples were. Because it all changed when she walked in that room and she took a nap, and it was apparently 5 minutes, and she pushes over that guy, the douchebag guy.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah, and then she looks at a bird who's pecking at the window, and the bird's like, "Meh, meh, alert!"
Yeah.
Like,
never heard a pigeon scream that loud. That pigeon sounded like what Brainy Beaver's remember that thing? Remember that Phoenix?
It's like a cartoon pigeon that they drew into that world. They just took a pigeon out of a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon and put that on there.
it didn't work. It's
No.
just
it was strange.
It reminded me of, ironically, of War of the Worlds with those little spider things that came into the room and they're scanning around.
You mean The Matrix?
Minority Report. That's what I'm thinking.
Minority Report. Yeah, there you go.
Other Tom Cruise movie. Sorry.
Hey, I mean, he defeated them by running as well. The man defeats everything by running.
He can run like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
War of the Worlds ran. Win.
I want an alternate reality where Tom Cruise was actually Forrest Gump in the Forrest Gump movie.
Hold on.
I was running.
Where's he gone?
Jansen
is loitering in Wonderland,
Okay.
thinking he's
Yeah,
too good for
Red
this
Dragon's Radio.
podcast.
You really look like you were.
Jansen is loitering in Wonderland.
Were you on Downtime?
You. I'm mad that you said that before I could.
The Discord bullshit, and then it got me thinking, and then I got sidetracked. Sorry about that.
Well, what were you thinking about?
Jansen is loitering in Wonderland, thinking he's too good for this podcast.
Exactly.
Jansen is loitering in Wonderland.
I didn't mean to replay that. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm only doing the thing that Phoenix set out to get. I'm loitering in Wonderland.
Okay.
Exactly.
He's living the dream. Yep.
I'm fulfilling the destiny.
Loitering
you,
in
my man.
Wonderland.
Cheers.
Dickhead.
All right.
Hey, also though, shut up, Frank.
It's so much worse when a real person says it.
I think it's so much better when a real person says it.
Well, worse, better, I think is the same thing in my world.
That's true. It's all about perspective.
The
right?
worse it
Shut
gets,
up,
the funnier it is.
Greg, how are you proof that pigeons are robots? What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? What? That's what he,
Greg, I love him.
that's what he said.
The muffin is out of his fucking mouth. I love Greg.
So you said, I like how tech people are dressed as skaters, even though they are probably acne-ridden geeks.
Listen,
No
tech
doubt.
person, no acne.
It reminded me of Dogma.
That is true.
Can I say that Jordan Peele is obviously a Verizon customer because this entire episode plays out like literally every Verizon tech call I've ever had?
Is that his first name?
Jordan Peele.
I just call him Orange Peel. I never know his first.
Shut up, Frank.
I'm glad someone is amused by that.
Uh,
That's the truth. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, no. Except I corrected you 1,000 times.
But I don't remember.
Shut up, Frank. Nobody.
Got him.
Got him.
Okay.
I gotta put my monitor on top of this one so you guys don't know that I'm drifting off.
It's pretty obvious when you're.
You've been tired doing all that IT work.
Let's hear what
I was
Greg.
waiting for him to go like this.
Let's hear what Greg says about the episode.
Yeah, Greg, let us
Shut
know
the
what
fuck
you-
up.
202 game time go down. I love this episode too. It felt to me like if the series took some elements from Black Mirror and made it in their Twilight Zone-y way. I love the premise of woman gets promotion. Everyone stares at brass-colored magic 8-ball, woman realized world is simulation and man who controlled her had heart attack. It felt a little rush at the end, that Deus Ex Machina where they killed off the man behind the main character of the story and she can go do whatever.
Great movie.
But that's a nitpick. The story overall flowed really well. Like the previous episode, it left you wondering what is going to happen next until we reached that conclusion. Rating, 3.0 or B for bro, are you in a simulation or a stimulation? Anyways, I can't wait to see what the next 2 episodes will be. I still got to lower my expectations and hope that I'm proven wrong. I really hope Season 2 is a step up from Season 1. Yours truly, Gammy Boy, Greg Myron, me our own.
Can I ask him, his name's Greg, right?
Yeah, Greg Myron, a.k.a. The Muffin.
Can I ask for clarification? Does it say yours truly or yours trolly?
It says
in the
truly, but it's spelled wrong.
I mean, I think it's funny either way. Yours trolly.
Jansen, have you ever had trolly? Those motherfuckers are delicious.
Fuck
yeah, that's true. I wasn't thinking about those. I was thinking like internet trolls.
Yeah, I was too. I did the same thing, but
Greg
it says truly, but I think it's supposed to be trolly.
Trust me, if Greg can go down some weird rabbit holes that you don't agree with. Trust me, but no, it's okay. Everybody's entitled to their own
It all
opinion.
turns into Mein Kampf at the end. Anything Greg says is just like, holy shit, good God, Greg, calm down. He's alive, Greg. I get it, but Jesus,
he's dead. I mean,
so the episode ends where she realizes she's in a simulation. Trolleys are so good. That's what he said. But the episode, so she's in a simulation. They bring out the wife character after they put on the TV thing and says you're in a simulation. A girl comes in. They start making out under some like in the middle of a flower garden. And that's why I want to get to this. Did I play this already? I don't think I did.
Nope. You haven't played any clips.
Okay, here we go.
5/10. Blandest video game ever. Gareth 754, 4228 June 2020. Yeah, nothing new or really interesting in this episode. No real entertainment value apart from watching Morena Baccarin running around in heels. How bored would a person need to be to play a game where they did boring everyday things? Can only imagine Jordan Peele wrote this episode so he could have 2 beautiful women kiss on screen, not complaining, just commenting. An okay episode. Here's hoping things improve for the season.
So he thought Jordan Peele wrote this episode to watch 2 women make out.
Why not? I would.
Shut up, Frank.
I didn't need to play it anymore. Everyone's on board with the shut up, Frank. No, but I can't disagree with this guy more. I mean, I agree with the fact that the video game would be boring as fuck, but I don't think he created it to watch these girls make out, because they start kissing and the camera cuts way the fuck back. It's like it doesn't really, like,
It's like I got it. Like
It's
she was
over there.
trying to, she was trying to get her husband to kind of snap out of it. Remember her?
Yeah, it's a sweet
electric
moment.
trip.
And this guy's like, fuck yeah, they're making out, and that's all he saw.
That's the kind of shit that they had in the doctor's office. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
I have a question for Frank and Phoenix, since you guys have been doing this Twilight Zone thing the longest.
Episode 176.
Yes. Wow. So what and I'm going to get somewhere with this, but originally when they brought the Twilight Zone back in the 80s, was there another show that was out at the time that kind of brought about the remaking of the Twilight Zone?
Other than Night Gallery?
No, the 80s, like the 80s one. Like was there another show out that was similar? Like I'm thinking like Amazing Stories or something like that. Was that before 80s Twilight Zone or was that after?
No, that was way after. So it was
way after.
Okay. 60s Twilight Zone, late 60s was Outer Limits, late 60s, early 70s was Night Gallery, 80s was Amazing Stories, 90s, mid 90s was Outer Limits remake.
Okay.
So way later.
So what I'm trying to get at is, do you suppose the popularity of Black Mirror is what brought it back? Like, oh man,
Yes.
that Black Mirror totally reminds me of a Twilight Zone. Fuck it, let's just do the Twilight Zone again.
Yes.
And make it like Black Mirror.
Yes.
Okay.
They also had I just looked it up. They had Dark Room from 81 to 82 as well.
Dark what?
Dark Room?
Never fucking heard of it.
Because I remember Spielberg had like his amazing story shit, and then all of a sudden there was Twilight Zone again. I was wondering if maybe that started that. So it's like a trend. We only bring back Twilight Zone when it fits something else that's in the zeitgeist that is similar to it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Twilight Zone came back first. That was 85.
Okay.
And then
All right.
Making Stories was like
Just
88.
Okay.
Horror anthology series lasted only 7 episodes on ABC from 1981 to 1982.
What did?
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
We'll find out.
Oh no, I already see the word voodoo in this review.
Fuck that.
Oh no!
No more. But yeah, as far as this version goes, it's clearly, Frank, you're giving some faces there. It's clearly influenced by Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, and that's why I don't like it as much. It's just I don't care about technology. I don't.
Well, like this episode alone is straight up Black Mirror.
Yeah,
like,
it's
this
just Black
episode
Mirror.
Alone, like in 10 years it will exist.
But I like the fact that it gives the characters choices instead of just saying you are fucked.
Yeah, I think personally, I think it's like a dumbed down version of a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
I feel like Black Mirror will definitely go more in depth than this did, which is fine. That's what that show's designed to do. But I think it fit well with the what's the word I'm trying to say? Like the process that a Twilight Zone episode should follow.
I wasn't severely depressed after watching this. I was going,
Yeah,
she made a
Black
choice.
Mirror depresses you like
and
big time.
and the fact that she meets back up at the end when she chooses, not to look into the orb and leave the game. She decides not to look, which keeps her character alive. And then she goes back in the hotel and she meets back up with her player's widow. At this point, she meets back up with her and she's like, "Yeah, we're into room to you." There's clearly like optimism there.
She still gets to, les out with her.
She gets to go scissor up in room 403. She gets to go do something. Something.
Can I play a clip here?
Yeah, if you have.
She's going to work that into her storyline now, though.
Is it just scissors playing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm on board.
Well, it's really nice to meet you, Ellen, but who the hell are you?
Ellen's your emergency contact. She doesn't remember.
We're married. Finn, I'm your wife.
If you like, we can.
You know what? You've done
Scissor,
enough.
scissor.
Hold on. No, you hold on. People pay an arm and a leg for the service, and as far as I can tell, nobody really understands how it works.
We understand how you feel about this. We have the situation at hand.
Can you pause it real quick?
Michelle,
No, stop.
Pause it.
No one is doing anything to him.
I talked to Jansen before we started recording, and he's on board with me. Tony Hale, Buster Bluth from Arrested Development, fucking steals this episode right here. I want to see a whole show with just him.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, he was great. I thought he was great.
He just plays a person. He's not trying to be anything. He's just being a guy, and it fucking works. And I was like, holy shit! Like he's really good in this episode, and I want to keep watching him. But unfortunately, he's only there for a scene.
We're so used to seeing him do an overacting character that is
like
really, really good.
His character in what's that Kirsten Stewart movie? Ultra
violent.
Oh wow. Jesse Eisenberg and her are in a movie. He's Ultra something. It's fucking
American Ultra.
American Ultra. He's in that movie, and it's just like, oh, you feel so bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
But
you could feel the empathy from mostly all the characters, really.
Yeah, he's there. He's like, all right, you're in a game. Your character, he kind of reveals some more information on what happened to her player, and she's like, all right, so call off your guys. He's like, I already did. They're called off. They're down there, and I'm like, fucking love this character. Same thing, Adam, with Vanilla Sky, that one English guy who plays the same role, and he like calms him down, and then Kurt Russell shows up. But he's like, all right, I already called them off. No big deal. Here's the truth. We have a lot of problems on our end here. A lot of problems. We had some weird mapping issues with some, and we saw the car glitching out. That's clearly an issue they had to deal with. And he's kind of explaining it. He's like the head of, he's the head IT guy, and he's like, your character slipped into a coma. Turns out he took like a sleeping pill smoothie or something. So he died a few hours ago. So the family's taken care of. If you want to go ahead and stay here, you're fine. If you leave, you got nowhere to go. And the way he tells her, I believed it. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, it's such expositional dialogue that if you were to give this to, I'd say 99% of actors, it would just like, yeah, okay, like we're getting through this scene. But him, I was like, yeah, I'm on board. I believe him.
Okay. He owns it. Like he knows how important his message has to come across.
He looks like a real person saying this dialogue that is in that position. He doesn't force it. He doesn't overly sugarcoat it. He just says it. And I believed him all the way through. That's what worked in this episode most of all for me. Because if he would have blown
you said
this,
that about the dialogue, because one of my biggest problems with this new Twilight Zone is dialogue.
Yeah,
like it's very much written for one demographic, one particular age group, one particular generation, which I don't think is fair. And it also comes off as disingenuous. I feel like whoever's writing the dialogue is this guy.
How do you do, fellow?
Yeah,
it's written to, hey Twitter, we're the hip new Twilight Zone. Come watch us. It's like, no man, like everybody talks, but they always end everything like on a question, and like that's okay, but we're gonna talk like this, and we're gonna do all of our dialogue this way if that's okay with you. All right.
And that's what I'm saying. Tony Hale,
so much of that shit.
Tony Hale and this character made it believable that this happened, and I was like, "Oh shit, the guy died." I wasn't even like thinking like, "How does that make sense?" I was just like, "Yeah, I believe him." I'm listening to him, and I believe him. And I'm like, me and Jansen were talking beforehand, and we're like, "We want to see our own show about this guy now." Mm-hmm. This guy going from world to world, having to deal with this shit.
Well, I mean, any show about him, to be honest. Like, I think he is a hidden gem.
Yeah,
I want to have his babies.
I would too. I take him deep inside me. Let him fill a
He's
cup.
giving that a lot of thought. I can tell.
I really want him to feed me.
I've been reaching out on Twitter for months. He will not impregnate anyone.
He's had that thought more than once.
But
by the way, whoever wrote that message was a franchise TV history. Who's that?
Oh yeah, that's a friend of mine, Steve Mack.
I was on a show with him last night.
Yep, you were on the show with him last night.
There's plenty of ass cheeks in Black Mirror. Like, what episodes do you need to? I mean, do you want to know which ones they are?
You know what though, Frank? I'm with Phoenix on Black Mirror. I don't like Black Mirror, and the reason I don't like Black Mirror is I think technophobia is lazy writing, and it dates a science fiction show.
Yes,
so horrible.
The thing about machines, Frank.
What was my point?
Black Mirror is like the opposite of humanity. You know what I mean? It's like the anti-human show.
Which is fine if that's on its own as a separate show.
Wasn't my point.
Sorry,
not your point. It's the point of the show.
No, dude. I mean, your opinion is totally valid. And I know it's fine. My opinion's different, but that's cool.
Wrong.
I watched a handful of them, and I wanted to go jump out of a window, and I'm like, no, I'm done with this show. I don't want to do this anymore.
You kidding? It might as well be called Black Mirror. It presents existential dread.
When the Black Mirror shatters, slit your wrists with the broken shards. That's what it should be called.
Yeah.
Well,
he's not wrong.
Yeah, I
kind of go both ways with that. I think that at the time, yes, some of that writing is lazy, but I also think it came out at a time where there really wasn't this type of show being developed. And I think it was good for a younger generation that hasn't really been exposed to something like the Twilight Zone to get a piece of that, that action of, okay, here's a story and there's a moral to it that's really defined. And we're just going to make one episode about it, and we want you to take that away. Like we want it to be so evident that there's no other way that you can interpret this. And so I think it has a purpose for sure.
It has a purpose, but it's a short term thing. It's not going to have any like lasting footprint because 5 years from now, most of that shit's going to be irrelevant.
No, yeah, that's fair, but I mean,
in the next 5 years it'll be more relevant than the show.
By then, it won't be funny anymore or entertaining, or it'll just be like, well, yeah, that happened.
We can't always develop content with the mindset that this content needs to, expand across all generations for all time.
You can.
So,
But you can. It's called good writing. Yeah,
it's great when it does, but a lot of things with the world developing as it is need to be pointed at a specific topic for a specific reason at a specific time, and I think that's what it's trying to do in some cases.
Yeah. I mean, like the whole consciousness and all the stuff that they're like, downloading your brain into a hard drive thing. That's right around the corner. I mean, that's Moore's law, and you're shaking your head. No. Mm-mm.
You keep telling me we're going to deal with all of these aspects of Black Mirror in our lifetime. And I'm like, no, we won't.
I'd say all of them.
Here's the issue: it's
5%.
It's not saying that. It's not saying that we are going to deal with these issues in this lifetime. It may be saying that we're going to deal with it in a future lifetime. But what it's really trying to say is, hey, we're starting to do things that resemble this and want things that resemble this that could be a problem. So we need to recognize that problem and have a conversation about it before we do create this problem.
I agree with that.
Technophobia, yeah.
But
technophobia.
I'm not entertained when I'm watching the episodes for the most part. Some of them I do like the John Hamm episode. I like that one a lot.
Which one's that?
White Christmas.
That's great. I think White Christmas is the best Black Mirror episode.
Great episode.
Yeah, awesome. Great writing.
Yeah,
amazing writing.
Some of them.
No. Yeah, Room. Awesome. Love it.
It's a hit or miss for me. I mean, it's really not far from Twilight Zone, where early the first iteration of Twilight Zone, where you're like, that one worked. Next one, you're like, no. The next one, you're like, okay, maybe.
Right, and I don't disagree with either of you guys or anybody about like how it's being perceived and like how shoddy it's being handled. Like I think that there are certain aspects of it that suck and that are a complete miss, but I also think it's still a relevant piece of this, and of course it's being used, right? And so I mean it's being used to influence the other content that we're watching right now.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I like every single episode that Black Mirror's ever produced. I mean, in total, there's 5 seasons, and I think it's 20.
I mean, the first one I saw, it's like they're framing some guy, and next thing you know, he's raping a pig, and I'm like, okay, this is how we want to lead off with this.
Episode 1, though.
I would say if I would recommend to anybody to watch that show and start from the beginning, I would say don't skip that first episode, but go through that first episode and know that the show changes every episode. It's anthological. It's not sequential. So go into it knowing that this is one piece of the big puzzle, and it's got a lot more to offer than just this first episode.
Yeah, really, the first episode was basically showing you how powerful the media can be in manipulation.
They did that in one episode where the radio DJ, was playing the cartoon guy.
Oh, that was funny.
That episode did it better than the first episode did.
Sure, yeah. Then what was the other one? Like Metalhead. I love that was one of my favorite ones. Was Metalhead, black and white. I thought it was great writing.
Didn't see it. So Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, you're good.
No, Black Mirror.
I haven't seen that episode, so I can't comment. Twilight Zone.
Watch Metalhead, dude. You'll really like it. Trust me. It has nothing to do with fucking pigs and shit.
I do want to see some new episodes. I just stopped at a certain point, and I'll get to it eventually. I just stopped, but
I'm not. I'm checked
there
out.
Was 3 actors. There were 3 actors in Metalhead. 2 of them were dead within 5 minutes. So there's 1 actor throughout the rest of it. Great writing, just great story, and I'm not. That's all I'm going to get into. Black and white, the entire episode.
Shut up, Frank. No.
Anyway, moving on. So so this. All right, clip time. Yay. Or no, you told me to pause.
Yeah, I was going to say that the new Twilight Zone it's fine. Are you still playing the clip?
Well, you told me to pause it. I was just...
Yeah, the new one's fine, the new series, season 1, season 2 overall. It's getting better. It's the new episode. This one we're talking about Downtime. I predicted it, but I still was enjoying the ride, which is the best I can say for the new series. Almost every episode I've watched, I guessed the ending, and I'm kind of like, do I enjoy the ride there or not? And I don't care if I predict it. It's whatever. Some of the early episodes you can predict right away. But do you enjoy yourself while you're watching it?
I did. Did you guys?
Yeah, I did.
I would say for the most part I did.
Yeah.
There were parts about this episode that were a bit stale to me, but the overall story did keep me entertained.
I like Jordan Peele's introduction scenes in this new season. Last season, they're okay.
He's in the scene. Huge, huge plus for me.
Last episode, he runs by, and then, at the very end, he runs by the cop car, takes off, driving Jimmy Simpson away. He's standing there, and he does his outro. Great. In the intro to that episode, I think he's in the mirror, right? In the bathroom. And he, walks away from the circular mirror, and he's sitting there talking. This one, he gets introduced when she runs by in the intro, and then he's sitting there staring up and looks over at the camera. Great.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked that.
Outro, I don't remember how they did that.
The outro, he wasn't in it. He was just...
I didn't think so.
Was he in it?
No, I think he talks while she's on the rooftop staring at the sky, and she has her eyes closed.
Or no. I think, wasn't she behind the counter, and then her
he wasn't there, though.
Came up,
right?
Yeah.
She was talking to the ex-wife, or technically ex-wife of the character she was being inhibited by, the player who's dead now, and she stays for a couple weeks, and she talks to her, and she's got a smile on her face. So hope, which is fine. This ending had a good mix of both sadness and hope, which if you're gonna just have sadness, why? But this was like, she got fucked over. She's sitting there, and she's like, I had to stay here forever. And then she sees her ex, who she has really no idea who she is. She walks up to her. She's like, I want to stay for a few weeks. And she's like, takes over at the counter. And she's like, and smiles. You get a little bit of both. Like, she's clearly glad to see her. They're going to...
Because by then she knew. She
mash their genitals together.
Straight up, double-ended.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Adam Slower. You have another pair? Oh, sorry.
I almost wish this episode, kind of like some others, went a little bit further at the end, right? Like, how does she acclimate after, right? I want to know, and I guess that may be the point.
That's the point,
right?
yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of want to know, okay, does she fuck it up later and end up getting pulled? Does she go back to the husbands she supposedly has and just play along, or does she decide that she's going to change her narrative and figure it out herself?
There are some episodes of Twilight Zone where the point is, what happens now? I would point to Serve Man. It's a cookbook, and you're like, what happens now? I know they have a sequel to it now in the new season. I've seen that much, but in Time Enough at Last, his glasses break, and he's like, there was time. Like, what happens now to this character? You're kind of wondering what happens after this, but that's all you get.
Dies of starvation.
Yeah, but you kind of wonder, like, what happened. Like, some episodes I'm like, what happens now is what I want to see more than what I saw. Like, Jansen, Mom and Dad, the Nick Cage movie, isn't that more fascinating what happens now than what we saw?
Oh God, that was so long ago, I can't even know if I can recall that back.
Which is a great sign of poor writing. I mean, great writing makes you want more when there's no more to...
Yeah.
And great writing makes you remember it too. Like you remember key aspects of it, and it stays with you. It resonates with you for a long time. Is kind of what I'm getting at. I don't really get a lot of that out of that other show, which we're not going to talk about again.
Yeah. This episode made me go, I want to see more, but also made me go, oh, I remember when Cameron Crowe did this 20 years ago in Vanilla Sky.
Yeah.
It was the same ending.
Isn't Tom Cruise in that?
Yeah.
No wonder I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie.
The only thing I remember about that movie is Cameron Diaz driving into a fucking wall, and I swallowed your cum.
I swallowed your cum. Doesn't that mean something, David?
I lost my shit when she said that. I'm like, what?
Check out that movie. It's a good movie.
Oh,
God, it's fucking weird.
That dirty whore.
Yeah, exactly. I think she meant it too. I think she really did, dude.
I think
Come
she
on, dude.
swallowed
She
Tom
was
Cruise's
on
cum.
screen with cum in her hair once. I mean, it was-
She's got a history, man.
But she learned, and now she's swallowing it.
yeah, she
So
had a lot of cum in her head.
yeah,
He owed her because she swallowed.
she does say that. It's amazing. I
Oh.
swallowed your cum, David. Doesn't that mean something?
Yeah, dude.
At the time, for 5.
That's the one thing I always remember the most about that fucking movie. That and that fucking mask.
And
Ugh.
he's fucking what's her name? Cruz, Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
And he keeps picturing Cameron Diaz, so he smothers her with a pillow. And that's how he kills Cameron Diaz in the movie. It's fucking great. Watch that movie.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise?
I mean, does he save the day by running?
No. He runs, but he
I
fails.
wish Nicolas Cage would have been the lead in that movie. Holy shit.
I'm going to say no for once.
Oh, yeah?
I can only get so hard at him. And
Okay, fair enough.
that much Nick Cage.
You need a balance.
I need some off time to let the swelling go down. So let's stick with Tom Cruise in that movie.
Get a clip of the Nick Cage getting sprayed with the hose.
Tansen.
Adam play as the overlay.
Yeah, I need to find one.
Not the bees and hose, no.
I can't do that.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Oh, my eyes! Eyes!
Okay, Adam.
Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage.
It's true. Let's get out of here. We talked way too much about the first episode. Let's not talk way too long about this episode. This episode's
I do have
fine.
one point I did want to bring up. Though,
Yes.
And I'm waiting for you guys to stop. Yeah, I didn't want to cut you off. Now, when the wife shows
So plug
up,
time. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead. His wife.
When the
Yeah.
wife-
All right, Frank, I got this. Shut up, Phoenix.
I was
okay.
actually setting him back up when his
Yeah,
wife shows up to talk to her.
Right, and she's looking at her husband as a chick.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that kind of fuck you up? Like, so are you gay, lesbian? Like, you wanted? Are you a dude? Are you a chick trapped in a dude's body? Because
Shut up, Frank.
obviously this is his dreaming. So he dreams of being a chick.
It's not his dream. Oh,
Yes,
I
it
see what you're
is.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's his. It's
It's
his
not
dream.
a dream.
Huh?
What we're watching is not a dream.
Well, what we're watching is a manifestation of this man's.
No. What we're watching is a video game they go into while dreaming. So it's
Well,
it's
Every video game I ever played, I got to pick my avatar.
yeah, he chose this, which is fucking weird.
Right.
He wanted to fuck
That's
a
so weird, man. I played Destiny. A lot of people like to play as chicks.
But do you
Have you?
fuck a dude in there? Do you fuck a handsome black dude in that game?
Yeah. Who's that?
No, I tried.
all right.
It doesn't work like that.
Exactly. I keep trying. I keep like I'm gonna hack that game, but it's not working out.
Trying. I get 5 freaking cop stars after that or whatever it is. 5 stars or whatever. It is.
But Frank, what you're getting at, I get it, but she's kissing. She wants to connect with the person inside the avatar. Sees it for what it really is. They called in the wife from the real world to go into the video game to connect to the actual person inside the avatar. She just happens to be a girl because, according to that IMDb reviewer, Jordan Peele wanted to see 2 girls make out.
You talking about Muffin?
No, IMDb review.
Oh, really?
No.
Somebody reviewed that and put that there?
Yeah, I played it.
I think more than anything, that entire purpose of her being a female is just to add to the shock and awe of the episode, right?
It gives a little more credence.
Right. It's not. I don't think there's any real other purpose other than that.
No.
I was just saying, like, don't you think the wife would have? I mean, because the wife even mentioned it. She's like, so, you're in power. Like when they were walking to the bench to sit down, she said a few things to her, like, so, you're really good looking, in charge, da 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 da. Basically everything you're not. in real life, pretty much.
No, he must be wealthy because she screams like, people say pay so much money for this game for you guys to be fucking it up this bad. So clearly he's well off. And her player character.
It's probably microtransactions and fucking
no, it's
Monopoly money that you got to buy into fucking
Candy Crush.
It's produced by EA.
Yeah.
Fucking loot boxes and shit. Yeah.
But
yeah, well, if it's EA, he had no choice.
But she's like willing to be on board. The girl, the wife character's kind of like, I get your weird fetish. It's like being pegged at a Holiday Inn. I get it. You just want this, and I'll agree with it because I love you. But twice as deep. What's the number 2 for you holding up?
2 Hampton Inns. Yeah.
2 Hampton Inns. You're Hampton Inn. Yeah, I get it.
Shut the fuck up. Sorry, I just wanted to play along too.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
But I think that's what it is. So, what's our next episode? Our next episode is
my favorite one.
The Who of You, and so
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say our next episodes.
Let me scroll down 700 pages to the schedule here.
I have exactly. That's why I saved it. Our calendar is next week, 7/7, July 7th, is The Who of You. Shut the fuck up, Jansen. The Who of You and Ovation. Sorry, go ahead now.
No, it's fine. I was just fucking with you.
Good. I love that.
We need more Nick Cage.
Hell yeah. The more Nick Cage, the better, I say.
Always.
Dude, you need to add some Zandali in there. Definitely.
No.
Like, dude, every time the show starts, Nick Cage has to enter like Zandali.
Comes out of the shadows. So, guys, I'm looking forward to Who of You. It's my favorite episode so far of the entire new series. I like that one. Ethan Embry is in it, who I've had I don't want to say man crush, but I've grown up with the guy. He's in Dutch, the movie with.
Hell yeah, Ed Harris.
No, not Ed Harris at all.
The other guy from
Married with Children.
Married with Children. What's his name? And him and Rick Moranis and the football teams, Little Giants.
I don't think he's in Little Giants, is he?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's the other coach.
He would have been way older, like middle age. No, that's not.
I'm telling you, that's him.
All
Little
right.
Giants. It's Rick Moranis in the one team, and then that guy from Married Children, and he's the coach of the other team.
Oh, no, I thought you meant Ethan Embry. God damn it, Frank.
I don't know who that is.
The kid from Dutch. That's what we're fucking talking about.
Oh, the kid from Dutch.
You stupid asshole.
Oh,
Come on.
okay. I was talking about the guy who picked them up.
I know, and you're way off topic.
It's radio on Red Dragon.
2 hours later.
So Dutch is the kid that I like that episode. The one after that is called Ovation, and the less said, the better for that. We'll talk about that when we get there. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't watched it. I'll just say. But let's do our plugs. Here we go. Here's plugs.
Wait,
Plug time. Jensen wishes to plug, apparently, reddragonsradio.com. Adam wishes to plug, raidersofTheLostFlix.com and on YouTube for movie reviews and pop culture discussions. Frank wishes to get plugged in a Holiday Inn for hours and hours. Oh, and also in the Sports Car Podcast, Way Off Topic Radio Podcast. Phoenix wishes to plug, LIWstudios.com for all of our videos and podcasts from Loitering in Wonderland. Send us your 2019 Twilight Zone Season 2 thoughts in writing or audio to loiteringin.wonderland@gmail.com. Or tweet us at LIW The TZ Review. We will read and or play them on the podcast next time. Until next time, and in the meantime, I am Phoenix West. Joined by Frank Links, Adam Wilcox, and Jansen Carlin. So long, citizens. Shut off the fucking podcast now.
Outro.
Anytime.
How would you feel if you spent your life making your dreams a reality? Only to find out that reality itself is a dream all along. We could never know what makes something real But today, Michelle Weaver has found meaning in an otherwise synthetic world.
I would like to rent a room for a few weeks, please.
And that's good enough for her. Here, in the Twilight Zone.
Blink.
All right, so we'll be back next week for those 2 episodes I mentioned. And any parting words of wisdom, guys?
6 out of 10 for me.
Oh, yeah.
I like the direction the show's going in. It's not great yet, but is getting better.
7.
7 out of 10. Also, shut up, Frank.
Hold on. Jansen, that's a great point. Frank, what'd you give it?
2 stars? 4 stars?
4 stars.
I don't know.
4. You gave it a shifting 4. What do you give it, Frank?
No, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10.
So 7.
There's no halves.
He gives it like 7.325, like every fucking time.
Oh, okay.
7.
Yes, it's a solid 7.
0.5.
Yeah.
7 out of 10.5. You know.
Or however Muffin rates his shit, I guess it would be like a 3.333332.
Earlier, he gave it 6 planes. I don't know what that means. I just shared it on my side here. You guys can't
You
see
should
it.
start using my scale method. It's 5 fucking cheese curds. That's all I get to pick from.
I like to go with a 10. That's just me, though.
Same score like last episode. 3 of
Everybody does 10. I like making it simpler.
Doesn't make any sense. He goes 3 of 4 or 7 of 10. That's what Muffin said, and that
What?
doesn't make any sense.
What the fuck? You know what I hate is when they go
3 to 4.
4 out of 5.
7 to 10 is 75. So yeah, okay, fine.
Whatever. Anyway,
I gave it 7.5. You guys knocked me down to a 7, so Muffin is kind of right on point. Actually.
we'll be back next time. For those 2 episodes, blah blah blah. I already did our
Sometimes you have
outros.
to kill a few turkeys to get a golden egg, right? Isn't that how that works?
Those are 6 B's for the Nick Cage thing.
Shut up, Adam.
I don't have a shut up Adam button.
Yes.
Hold on. What else do I-
Congratulations, Adam. You now have to shut the...
I do have a button for you, Adam, but it didn't come up, so I don't want to play it yet.
All right.
I played Jansen's, I played Frank's, but yours, no.
It's elusive.
You broke the button for mine.
I was behaved.
Yeah. Let's get out of here. Fuck off. And we're out.